Hello, everyone. I was just saying hi really quick to everyone. I thought since Jay finished up early, we'd go ahead and get started. Hopefully everybody can hear me okay. I just got in. I didn't get to watch all of Jay's. You love the intro, Jim. Thanks. I didn't get to watch all of Jay's because we actually had an ice cream social tonight at our church, and the praise team, which I play with, had a special, and so I needed to go and do that. But also, my sister randomly at the last minute decided that she wanted us to do a song with "Hey Jana" with my dad. My dad wrote a song years ago, and we used to sing it as children at church. And she wanted to do it tonight, and so unexpectedly we did that. So we spent the afternoon practicing a little bit, and so we actually had two songs, and it was fun. It wasn't perfect, but nothing ever is. So anyway, we had a blast, and then. I was afraid we weren't going to get done early, so I had teed Jana up to say, "Hey, if I send you the word, I'm going to be running late or whatever." And she was going to tell everyone that I was running behind. But anyhow, because I knew Jay would be busy with his live and I didn't want to bother him with it. But anyway, was able to get done with the Singspiration and then um, get some ice cream and some of my mom's. Oh, she made raspberry, blueberry, blackberry. I don't know, strudel or whatever it was, but it was delicious. That was great. Okay, so let's get on to what we're going to be working with tonight. I've got the side by sides. I'm going to go big and make myself small. And I probably have overdone it this evening. I'm just going to warn you, we'll probably not get through everything, but I just wanted to show you the collection. I did a whole bunch of die cutting from about, I don't know, 4 until 5 o'clock so that I could get ready for this. And so we'll see where we get with it. But this is the Stamperia Candy Christmas collection. And my printer, I just use I don't know, the cheap settings so that you don't waste all your ink and everything. But I have got the gingerbread plain and banners die set, and that's this one. And you can see I've done some die cutting. I've got some pieces stuck in there, but this has got the planes. You've got clouds and all that. That is one of them. We've got planes, trains, hot air balloons, and gingerbread houses. So that's the plane. This is the one I think Jay's wanting to see. This is the um, gingerbread train. And this has 30 cutting dies. This thing is huge. Try and get the glare off of there. So getting it to fit on one magnet is quite a little puzzle piece, trying to get it all to fit. Hey, Denise, welcome. Glad you could join us. So this is the gingerbread train set. So we've got the plain and banners. We've got the gingerbread train. We have got the gingerbread delivery, which is a hot air balloon, and then I don't know. I guess a parachute is what this would be, and that's what I've actually die cut out and have prepared. I don't have the hot air balloon. I kind of skipped that because I was just running out of time. And then we also have the gingerbread house dies, and there are 9 of those. So this is smaller, and I started cutting it out first because I thought, oh, it's manageable, because I didn't know how much time I would have to get everything done. But I have cut out pieces for all of these. I don't know that we'll get to them, but I thought we would just get started. Since it is the gingerbread collection, I thought we'd start off with a gingerbread house. And I will tell you guys, you're either going to like my color scheme. Well, if you like it, you might love it. And if you don't like it, you're going to hate it, because I did everything just for ease of use. I did everything in the same colors. And I basically was using the orchid, the mulberry, the violet, I think lavender, and maybe the lilac are the colors that I have. I know those are kind of non-traditional Christmas colors, but I grabbed my cardstock and I was like, what do I have that I could work with? And this is what I saw. And so I grabbed it and I thought everything's going to come out of that. That way I can just work with the paper. So that's what I've got. And my phone over here is blowing up. I forgot to put it in do not disturb. So give me a minute and I'll move that. My family is discussing the song that we did, and their abilities or inabilities. What's funny is my sister and my mom, they really aren't singers, or you know didn't prefer to sing, but my sister's like, we're doing this, and we coerced our mom into doing it with us. So it was my oldest sister, my mom, my dad was on his guitar, and I was on my guitar. Dad and I didn't sing; we just played the guitar. But my sister and my mom sang. And so that's what we did. So it was fun. It was a little family thing. We actually had a couple people that recorded it for us so that we would have it. That's mainly why my sister wanted to do it, just historically, so that we would have it. My dad is 86 years old, and so every opportunity we have to capture, time and moments with him is very important, and so that's what we did. So anyway, I've die cut out this sweet Christmas, the planes and the what did I do with my die set? The this set here, the gingerbread plain and banners, it has some sentiments that you can use, and so I went ahead and kind of got them ready so that I could use them on multiple cards so that we'd have them. Jay says, wasn't Purple Christmas a whole thing last year? It may have been. Pink and teal. I've been on this pink, peachy, I don't know, corally type thing. I've been using this Bellini and coral a whole bunch on my channel, and I've been using the chiffon a whole bunch. So I don't know. I've been getting stuck in patterns or whatever. So anyway, so that's what we did, and we got through it, and then we had our praise team song, which was really good. We had a lot of singers tonight, and it was really fun. So here I'm just using. I went ahead. I was in such a rush this afternoon. I just grabbed my pre-made card bases from Spellbinders that were in my Merry Moments kit. I was like, I'm just grabbing these. We're going to use these, and we'll go forward. So we did that, and I went ahead and die cut the sentiment out of this so that I could save on my cardstock. This is, Spellbinders cardstock. This particular color here is violet is what it is, and it's really, really pretty. So like I said, if you like these colors, you're going to like this video or this live, and if you don't, you're going to hate it. Purple should look cool. Yeah. Hey, Dawn, welcome. Regal looking. Yes, Gloria, very regal. So anyway. So I've got my little gingerbread house die cut out. And I've got all my little bits and pieces here. And this is the first time I'm assembling, and you guys know how that goes. So we'll see what happens. I did take the time to print out, the cover sheets. And then I also printed out the sheets that show how everything is assembled. Now, I thought the house was fairly simple. It's really not as challenging as some of the other dies. So I'll just lay this here so that we can use it. Anyway, so I'm glad you guys all were able to join. Now, I've got an interesting little story to tell you. You guys know I've talked about, keeping my grandsons all the time, and that I have them every, during the week, all week. Well, tomorrow they actually go back to school. And so I won't be doing that anymore. So that's going to be a major switch for me, and it's going to be some adjusting for both me and them. So we'll see how it goes. But tomorrow's their official day, and they're just itty bitties, and they're going to preschool, but they're ready, I guess. Their mom says they are and everything. So anyway, I'm just going to lay that down for my card base. And then I decided to bring in some more of the color that I used the gingerbread on, and I used these are our favorite die, scalloped and stitched edge ovals. And I thought we would just create our base with that. So we'll just get going on that. And I probably should just assemble the pieces and then put them on there, just because we may not get through very much of this. But we're going to go as far as we can go. And if we don't get through it, Daria and I go live tomorrow, and I'll kind of pick back up where I leave off here. So if you really are intrigued by this set and I don't get to the piece that you want to see, you might check out tomorrow and see that. So anyway, and then I thought I'd bring in some vellum and use it. I'm just going to layer this. This is the lavender. I'm just going to layer it right on there, and I think it'll be really pretty. So like I said, all of these, what have I got? 4 different sets. They're all going to kind of be in the same color scheme. So hopefully it'll be okay. So I thought it'd be fun just to bring a piece of vellum in and just layer that up. And then we will get our elements laid down. I'm going to bring in some foam tape. And you guys should see my craft room. I've got my chair with a bunch of stuff on it. And then I've got my little space heater that I use in the winter. I've got it rolled out, and I've got a board on it. I have all kinds of stuff stacked up. So hopefully nothing goes toppling over in the process, which would not be the first time that has happened. So we're just going to pop this one up and add some dimension. I just need to pause, I think, and catch my breath for a minute. I've been on the go. We had church this morning, and then I have everybody over for dinner after church. So I had that. and one of the boys fell asleep and actually took a nap here. And then I went over next door to my dad's and we practiced and then came back and tried to get all this stuff ready and then straight to church. So I've been going about 100 miles an hour since probably 9 a.m. There we go. That's pretty. I like the dimension that we've got there, and I think it looks really pretty. All right, so let's get to what we're doing here. Now, I went ahead and decided to use this orchid for the back of it. It does die cut out some little circles there. Now, a lot of the pictures that I saw on the Spellbinders website had white behind there because it kind of looks like snow falling on it or whatever. But I thought I'm going to use the pink, and so we'll just have some of the pink showing through there. Yeah, Janet, times have changed. The kids used to go back to school after Labor Day, because of the heat, and of course now we have air conditioning in schools and stuff. But I still don't like it. I think they're in school too long, and that's just my thought. But anyway, I think the summer's not over, and they have to get back too soon, and that's just my philosophy. But I'm sure not everybody agrees with that. Anyway, yeah, they do get out. I think our school gets out in May is when they get out. So they go back, the first part of August. Actually, the actual school, because Harper, my granddaughter, she actually went back last week. On Wednesday they started, but the preschool, they're not starting them until this week. So yeah, they've already been back in school. So there's the background on it. And then I did cut out this cute little door here, and I thought it'd be cute. And I did notice, I will tell you guys, with the Spellbinders and these dies, I had to use the shim on the Empress for some of the real, I don't know, the real tiny, where they've really got some tiny. I'll show you the wheels on the train when we get to it. That one I had to run through multiple times because I didn't use the metal shim, and then I realized that it didn't die cut it out, so I needed to do that again. So you might have to do that if you're using the heavy cardstock. Now we have a doorknob here, and we're just going to get it laid down on there. We also have, I had die cut out in white. I'm not finding it. I think I probably stuck it in another, oh, there it is. I thought maybe I stuck it in another tray, but right there it is. This is, and I think I was supposed to put this behind, and if it's glued down, we're going to forego it. Yeah. This is the crossbar for the window, and I should have laid it down before I laid this down. And I'm so busy talking, I wasn't paying attention. Can I do it? I might, let me see. I might be able to go ahead and do it because I've got some trim piece on there and it might cover it up. Let's look and see. I think it's really wide. I think we could get away with it. Let's go ahead and do that. So this is like the, I don't know, the snow around the window or whatever. I'm just going to get see if I can get my trim piece laid down, and then we can still add it. I need some scissors. Dawn says her grandkids have already started school in California. The reason why they don't, Jenny, the reason why our school system doesn't start on Mondays is because they know that the kids are getting adjusted, and if they start on a Monday, they only or on a Wednesday, they only have to go a couple days, and then the kids can kind of get, ease back into the schedule, and that's why they do it here. I don't know. I think I want to do it like that. So, because they're exhausted when they first get back. Those kids aren't on a school schedule during the summer, and they just really get exhausted and have to kind of get back in the pattern. So anyway, yeah, I think that's going to work, even though I should have probably laid it down beforehand. Let's see, does it show on the diagram? Yeah, it doesn't, it doesn't really tell you which one to lay down first, so I'm just going to trim that off so you won't see it. There we go. We'll get this laid down on there. So, yeah. Yeah, on a Friday, that would just give them one day. But when they do like kind of midweek, kind of get a few days in and then have a break and get some rest, and then everybody can kind of get back on their schedule. Because it's hard to transition from summer hours to school hours, I think. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Look at that. Very cute. All right, and we also have some snow that goes around the door, and you've got really good deboss detail on there so that you know where to lay it down. I've got to tell you, Spellbinders has got so much really cute product that just got released, and I'm like, what? I don't even know which one to play with first. I'm trying to, get it out as much as I can, but there's just a lot right now that is available to play with. So hopefully I did that right. It's actually showing like there's 2 pieces there, but I don't know. Anyway, it's cute. Let's see. What are we talking about? Your grandson goes year round. They started 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I'm glad we don't do that. They talked about it in our school system for a while, but they ultimately decided not to do that, and I'm actually kind of glad they did not. I think they give you a lot more breaks, and you have probably more holidays and stuff in between, but I don't know. I don't care for it. So I'm going to lay this down, and then this will show through our little snowy. This is kind of an interesting piece here where they've just got some, little holes punched out of it and some rough edges and stuff. And I think it's just to kind of add to that snowy look. But I thought if I put the pink down there, we'd see the pink through there and it would look really cute. So we'll just do that. Shanna homeschooled Jacob 4 years of high school and Maddie from 4th grade to, oh, wow. That's cool. I would think that, yes, Jay, the scheduling for the parents would be harder for that full year when you have these frequent gaps, because it's easy to plan for the summer. You've got like 4 or 6 weeks, or how, I don't know how many weeks you have off, and you can line somebody up for that. But yeah, trying to schedule for periodic breaks from an all year school would be hard. It's hard to find people to fill in those gaps. When the kids are out of school, it's hard enough when we have like a snow day or something up here, and you've got to at the last minute try and find somebody to watch your kids. But I can't imagine having to have, a sitter on hold for any time that, the school's out or whatever. That would be a bit of a challenge. So I have not put the chimney on here yet. We have the chimney, and the chimney has some snow that goes on there. So we'll get it laid down on here. It'll be cute. And it just lines up. And then I don't know if you can see it, but there's a real distinct line there that shows you how to line it up on the house so that you can get it lined up. And you just want to follow that and get it lined up. So this is really cute. Dawn says she saw a sneak peek for the Spellbinders Crop and Create, and she's excited about it. Awesome. Awesome. I don't know. I don't think I've seen anything. We, as an affiliate, we get to see, all the products and stuff in advance, but I don't know if they have anything, if they have that anywhere that you can see it. I don't know. Anyway, so the other piece that we have left here is the snow that kind of goes on the ground here in front of the house. So we'll get it laid down on there. And we're doing pretty good. I started early, and it's not even 10 after 8 yet. So this actually worked out well that we got to start early. So I think we can work through some of these products and you guys can see them. I have linked everything in the description box below. So if you want to check it out, certainly click on those links, and I would greatly appreciate it. So, oh my goodness, so cute. So cute. And I didn't really plan much other than to, kind of put the die together so that you guys can see it and then, you know, make a card. I really didn't go hog wild like on scene making or anything like that. Now, I don't even know if this is going to fit on here. We'll go ahead and put this together, and if it doesn't work, we'll just save it for something else, because all of our cards are in the same color scheme, so we can interchange anything that we want. I thought Sweet Treats kind of went along with the gingerbread house, or Sweet Christmas, the sweet part of it, I guess is what I was meaning. And so this is like a banner that you would pull from your plane with the plane. The Pink and Main Advent Calendar went on pre-order today, said Dawn. That's awesome. Let's pop that up there. Lisa said, my daughter did year-round in elementary school 20 years ago, and it was great. They went 9 weeks, then 3 weeks, then off 3, except in the summer they got 6 weeks off. Vacations were great because we went off season. I bet that'd make a huge difference. I know I always took my kids to, well, when they were young, we went to Disney every year for, you know, like spring break or, yeah, for spring break. And then as they got older, we started cruising, and man, it's so busy during that time. And so, yeah, taking those vacations off season would be wonderful. You also had after school care and care during breaks, so that made it easier. Yeah, when you've got, that's the thing, if you've got a great sitter or, you know, caregiver, somebody that you can trust, that's awesome. That is awesome. And I've had a wonderful, I've been home for 4, well, let's see, Weston will be, yeah, I've been home for 4.5 years taking care of my grandsons, and it's been a wonderful opportunity. So I retired young so that I could do that. My daughter said, you know, she'd really like to have me caring for her kids, and so I retired early so that I could do that. Isn't this pretty? I think it's so cute. Hey, Vicky, glad to see you. Got any new videos up and running? I need to check. I kind of just been busy. I really haven't been getting to watch all my YouTubes. I'm reaching over here to a pile that I've collected to try and find some thin foam tape that I can use. Here we go. Because I need to put some, I think, on the ends, just on the ends. So let's see. You love those colors? I'm glad you do. I said early on, if you like them, you're going to love this video, this live. If you don't, you're going to hate it, because I'm going to just keep reusing them, because I just, you know, I cut some panels and I just kept using the same colors over and over just for simplicity to try and get this all ready. Plus, it also makes for a wonderful picture when you color coordinate everything and then you change your thumbnail. You'll get a really nice picture because everything will be color coordinated. Hey, we got our first card done. I think it looks super cute. Now, I will tell you guys, I've been kind of messing with my Christmas cards that I've made so far. And I've been going back through and making sure that I put a sentiment on the inside, and I've been stamping my stamp, my signature stamp on there. And so I did go through that the other night and kind of got them caught up. So I just want to encourage you, as you're making your Christmas cards, get your sentiments in there so that you don't wind up in the mess I was in last year, spending the entire day trying to get everything together. So there is our gingerbread. What's it called? It is called Gingerbread House, and it's by Stamperia, and it's part of the Candy Christmas collection. So super, super cute. I love it. Okay, let's move on to another one. I think we can do this one. You guys, I know I'm saving the train for last, and you're going to hate that because the train is so fun, but I just know that I can crank some of these out, and the train's going to take a minute. I did a little bit of assembly on the train ahead of time because I knew that there's some repetitiveness, and so I wanted to do that, and that way you guys wouldn't have to watch me do repetitively assemble certain things. So this embossing folder is new, and it was released August 10th. It's called Dimpled, and it just, you can't, well, if I look at the panel, you can just see all the little dimples on there. It's just super cute. It's just dimpled. So that's what it's called. And I'm using the orchid again. Like I said, we're just hanging out with the same color scheme. And we're going to get this laid down as our base panel. And it looks like I kind of got my panel up to the top of my embossing folder because I don't have dimples along that edge right there, but we're going to go with it. It'll be okay. I don't think my recipient will even notice. There we go. So there's that. And we're going to bring in some more vellum. We're just using that same scalloped and stitched die set, nesting die set, so that we can get these nested up. And we're just going to lay this purple down on here. And hopefully this will be okay because we've got some purple that we're using. Hopefully it'll lay on here all right. If not, I'll have to bring in another layer. So we will see. Get that lined up nice and neat. And I'm again going to pop it up because I love to have dimension on my cards. And most of my cards, you guys heard me say, most of my cards get passed out at church, my Christmas cards. So I don't worry about dimension too much. If I want to add it, I just add it. So I won't have to mail very many of them. Well, I mean, I do mail a good amount, but not the volume that I do at church. So, okay. Let's get this laid down on here. Gotta stand up to do it. It's really pretty. Did I do it backwards? Oh, I'm gonna have to turn it upside down. There we go. Make sure we get it right. So you see that dimpled background, really pretty. I'm telling you what, add some embossing folders to your card making. They just ramp them up so much. I mean, to me, it's the finishing touch to have an embossed panel on there. I just love it. Anyway, so that's my story. Now, I did take some the Plains die set, and I brought in some of the clouds from that. So I cut out some clouds for my plain card, and then I cut some out for this card as well. So they've got these big clouds. There's actually 3 clouds in there, 2 big ones and a small one. And I went ahead and brought them in for this particular card so we can kind of mix and match a little bit. And I think that'll kind of help with my parachute, because I've got some purple on here and I need to be able to distinguish between my panel and that. So we'll go ahead and do that. So I'm going to get this laid down. And again, you've got that great deboss detail on there to help you assemble that. So let me lift that up and show you real quick before I glue it. You can see how you've got that detail on there, and it makes it easy to put it together. Okay, so we'll get that laid down on there. Stick my finger in the glue, and we'll get it lined up. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm thinking, where's my little set here? Did I do that? Oh, I've got too many things. Here we go. This is what we need. We want this because I think that we want to put our little, I want to tuck my little hangers in first before I get that completely glued down. Just want to kind of get them positioned. This is what my little gingerbread man's going to hang from. So I need to get them in there. And so we'll tuck them in, and it adds a little bit of dimension to it with that back piece. So that's super fun. And I think if we position that cloud, it'll be okay to have that on there like that. We'll get that taken care of. So we've got our little gingerbread guy, and his little eyes and his little mouth just pop out, and his little, I guess, belly button there or whatever, or buttons or whatever you want to call them. And I believe that this piece here will cover up his mouth and his eyes. So if you just take that and lay it down there, it'll take care of his mouth and his eyes. We'll get that laid down there. Hopefully I didn't make a gluey mess. Yeah, that'll take care of that. And then we've got this oval piece right here that'll take care of his buttons. So we'll get it laid down on here. Very fun. So it's going to be interesting this upcoming week not to have anything to do. I've got a couple of things going on I'm going to do. Might get my hair cut and colored, so that'll be fun. And we will see. It'll be interesting to see how I fill my time now. I'll have time that I can craft. I've got some irons in the fire and thinking about doing some crazy things, so we'll see what happens. Okay. Got these clouds. We have got a hat, a scarf. This actually, you can actually put this on here too, which maybe this way. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll build out our scarf and our hat and our all that stuff for our guy. Let's see, not his gumdrop buttons. Oh, gumdrop buttons, that'd be cute. Yeah. Okay, do I have that right? Or did I put it like that? I think it was like this is how I wanted it. And they actually show this on the hot air balloon, but I think you can add it to this as well. It seems to fit just fine. And it just adds a little extra detail to your little, I guess, parachute's what I'm calling it. And then this little guy, you put him here, put his little hands on those little dots, and then that's how he's going to come flying down. So let's see. We have got, and I tried to do different colors. We've kind of got like a little scarf here that we can lay down like that. We'll get it laid down on there. Let's go ahead and assemble it, and then we'll get it laid down on there. I feel like you want it to kind of curl up around his neck. Whoops. And then kind of position it like that. Isn't that cute? I love the little fussy dies. You guys know I love this. I love to play with the fussy dies, and the fussier the better. Now, we also have all of these little, like the icings that go on his arms and his legs and stuff. So I got to figure out what we've got here because we have different sizes. Get them all laid out here. I think these are the arm pieces. So, and the glare from my glass mat is kind of making it hard to see. I think you'd lay that down there like that. Cute. Oh my goodness. So fun. And then we'll get this one laid down on here. And then we have, I believe, 2 for each leg, and you've got the little marks there that you can follow. There's like a shorter one and then a longer one for each leg. I'm trying to make sure I get the right one. This is the thicker one. I think maybe this one. Yeah, that one goes on there. I think this one goes on here. Well, maybe not. Maybe it goes here. There we go. And then that just looks, oh, looks bigger. Oh, well, we can cut it off if we've got it mixed up. I don't know, though. I thought I had them right. I guess your icing could be a little bit messy anyway, if you're not a perfect icer. And then this one we'll put on here like this. There we go. So there we go. Isn't that cute? So cute. Hey, Kelly, welcome. You were watching me play at church? Oh my gosh. Oh, they must have streamed it or whatever. She wanted me to video, and I get up there and play every week, but I kind of get a little bit of stage fright um, having other people watch me. However, it's part of a team, so there are several instruments and all that and everything. So it's part of a team. But anyway, so if you mess up, there's somebody else there that's got you covered. We had some kids sing. It was so cute. Um, and it was so sweet. They did some singing and it was really, really cute. So one little girl sang Jesus Loves Me, and it was just super cute. Now I thought, yes, I do. Okay, I was gonna say I thought I brought in the pink for this so that we could offset it a little bit. So let's see. Hey, I think we're doing all right. We're not even 8:30 yet, and I've got almost 2 of these assembled. So I think we might have some success. I need to use my wax piece so that I can pick it up easier. Okay, there we go. All right. Oh, I'm not telling. I will not tell. I will not tell, Don. You know what's funny is here I put myself out here every day on YouTube, but and I know I told you guys this. I only started playing the guitar. I think I was at age 50. So you can start something new when I've started my YouTube channel at age 50 or so. So anyway, isn't that cute? Super cute. So let's go ahead and get him attached to his parachute. That's what I'm calling it. And then we can begin thinking about how we're going to lay it down on our card. Okay, let's just give it a press and let it sit there for a minute. Hopefully it won't glue to my glass mat. I've also got another candy cane in the reverse order because these 2 pieces are together. And so if you want 2 different colors, you've got to die cut it out twice, or figure out how to die cut it out without doing part of it, which these are too close together. It's just easiest to just make two different ones. Then I can choose what color I want to use, or if I want to use both. So yeah, I'm gonna have to catch Jay's replay too, because I didn't come in until the last minute, so I didn't get to see all of it. I was eating ice cream. My poor mom, she can't eat ice cream, so she made that strudel, and it was so good. She last time she had ice cream, she was violently sick. Now, does this go like this? I think it does. Okay. So we'll just get our bow on our package. And I think that this is just the scraps. That's the extra piece for the hat that I didn't want to use in that color. And then these are just the gingerbread. So we've got all of our pieces together. So it's coming together. Very cute. And then we can just lay this on our gift. I have the fan running in the other room, so I don't know if you guys can hear that, if it's annoying or what, but that's what that is. It's heated back up here in Indiana, and so I need that fan blowing that air conditioning in here. Oh gosh, what else was I going to tell you guys? I can't remember. All right, well, we'll get this laid down on there. And I think I'm going to be shy of sentiment because I think I only got 3 ready, and we're working toward 4 cards here tonight. I don't know if we get it done. I told Daria, we were trying to decide what we're going to do. She is back for this Monday, and maybe Jana will be with us the following Monday. I don't know. We were going to try and go last Monday, and Jana was getting ready for stuff she had going on, so we wound up not doing that. And I went just on my own, just went live, and I don't even remember what I showed. Kind of everything runs together after a while, but anyway, let's get this. And I'm just going to position that kind of to where my purple will lay on top of that so it doesn't kind of get lost on there. I think that'll be all right. That's cute. That is cute. All right. So let's get this laid down. Oh, and I was supposed to have jury duty. I know I mentioned that to you guys. I was supposed to have jury duty tomorrow, but Pat, I was gone Friday night, and Pat actually called in for me, and he's like, "Oh, it got canceled." So I was so happy about that. So I didn't have to go to jury duty tomorrow, and that's the third time this year I've been called. So happy that I didn't have to go. Isn't that crazy? All right, we've got the same thing going on with our package here. I probably should have added a layer. It's a little late for that now, but I think it's cute. I think we'll lay it like that. So this little collection is so fun. And I don't know that I have all the I think there's a whole bunch of ephemera and maybe some paper packs and stuff that go with this. I generally don't get that. I generally pick up the dies because you guys know I love the dies. So I generally will pick those up. But I think there were a lot of other pieces that went with this set. This is super cute. And I'm glad I kind of did the pink on there. I think that could be all right like that. It does cover up a little bit of our gingerbread guy. Yeah, I think that could be all right. That's cute. All right, let's go ahead and get that laid down on there. I generally don't like to cover up my little critters, but it's the only way we're going to get to fit on there. I think it'll be okay. Because you can still kind of see some of his icing there and that. We've got some layers going on there. I wonder if it'll lay down all right. Might need to bring in just a little bit of foam tape or something. I've got a couple pieces here that I can just push down there, I think. Maybe. They're sticking together. There we go. Okay. Little bits and pieces. All right, so there we go. So I feel like, do I have, if I had it, I probably couldn't find it at the moment. I was looking for I need some little sparkles there. Let me look and see if I can find my gems. Get them on there. Sure, where I put my little container of gems. I had some laying up here on my desk. Well, we may have to just add that later. But I think it would be cute with some little gems there. We could probably even bring in another, well, I think that would be nice. We could bring in another little cloud, a partial cloud, and fill in some of that area. I wonder how that would look. I need to take off a little bit more. Oh, I think that's cute. Let's do that. In the absence of embellishments. I'm still looking around trying to figure out what I did with them. I have them in a little book, and I don't know at the moment where they are. There we go. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness, so cute. Let's see. Okay, I got to go back and look at the chat. we've got some leftover pieces here that I suppose we could put them on the inside of the card or something if we wanted to. That's kind of cute like that. But we've got these extra pieces here. Let's look at the chat and see what's going on. I saw the stamp in a mysterious deck of something. What are we talking about? You could put the package on the inside. Yes, Jay, I was thinking that. Yeah. Did any of you guys get that Craft-A-Ween, the Halloween kit from Spellbinders that was just released? I know there was quite a bit of spoilers going on with that, and it was kind of, I felt bad for people that had gotten it, but there were quite a bit of spoilers. Vicky says there's too many little pieces for her. I think they're super cute. I love the little pieces. I just think it's fun. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. What are we doing next? Oh, we've got the planes. I'm building up the anticipation for the train, and hopefully we'll get to it and we can do it. So this is the gingerbread planes and banners, and I've die cut it out to where we have two different planes here. And I don't think I've got my card elements ready for this. So we'll just have to play it by ear on this. I tried to get, card bases and panels and stuff ready so that we'd be good to go. Jackie, you got the Craft-A-Ween? Oh, you purchased it too, Trisha? Yeah. Well, hopefully you guys are avoiding the spoilers, and I don't know if you've opened it yet or not, but I didn't get it. I thought I was getting it. I had it marked on my calendar. I thought they were sending it to me because I had marked it down. I usually mark what they're sending, but I did not get it, so I don't know what happened with that, but that's okay. I've got enough to work with right now. Now this piece, I die cut it out twice because I was trying to use scrap and I didn't get I don't think I got the full piece. I kind of cut off a little piece right there. So I'm going to grab this one and use it. This is like, I don't know, maybe it's the snow on the plane or whatever, but I use the same colors that we've been using on all of the elements tonight. And I certainly don't want a plane that is all covered in snow. I want my plane to be cleaned off and ready to go. I have, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but I was in Milwaukee one time, and I was getting ready to fly out, and they were canceling everybody's planes. And I was like, oh man, I hope I don't get canceled. I was on a business trip, ready to come home. And my plane didn't cancel, but we had to de-ice. And so that was a little frightening because I was like, well, maybe they should have canceled me. Maybe I shouldn't be on this plane. But I made it safely, so that's all that matters. Now, I think I've got some pieces that go on the tail. I think I need to figure this out. And the wings. So I believe this one goes here, like that. And that's just some detail for that. Let's see. You haven't opened it yet. Oh, you were talking about the Craft-A-Ween box. You like the gingerbread planes? Oh yeah, they're ice. It's icing. Yes, that makes sense. Because it's gingerbread. So anyway, sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees when you're live. Jay, you know that. It's like, oh, it's a little bit nerve-wracking sometimes. You can't think. Sometimes I'll go back and think, what was I thinking? Or why didn't I see that? Or how come I didn't realize I was putting that on there wrong or whatever? But it's all a part of multitasking is what it is. I feel like there should be a tiny little piece that goes back there. Oh, I think that's where maybe you hook the banner on the plane. is what you do. And then this one goes in here like this. Isn't that cute? Little iced gingerbread plain. Now, historically, my mom does do with the grandkids Christmas cookies, and they ice them all up and everything. Vicky said she's on the worship team too, and she was on the keyboard this morning. Fun. Fun. We did that song. It's a newer one. It's called Let Me Tell You About My Jesus. That's what we did tonight with the praise team, and it was so much fun. I loved doing more upbeat songs and stuff. It was really fun. And I said to our music leader, I said, you need to tell them that we're introducing this tonight and that we're going to be singing it in the daytime. So hopefully we'll get going on that because it was really good. A really fun, upbeat song. Love it. Kind of a country, almost like a country flair to it. A little bit. Not much, I mean, just a little bit. I can't remember the girl's name that sings it, but I think she's on the Country Channel. So I'm just doing the opposite with this one. And this was one of them I could have done in advance so that we didn't have to assemble two of the same thing, but I just ran out of time. I realized I was like, oh, I gotta get there because we're actually showing up early so that we could do a run through of everything. So that's what we did. Alrighty, just get them pieced in. Oh, Kelly, you like purple, so this ought to be right up your alley. Purple was Kelly's color. She likes everything in purple. So hopefully she can appreciate this. I'm trying to figure out what these other pieces are for that I have here. Maybe it'll come to me. I don't know. They might be. Are they bits that fell out of the pieces or what? I don't think. Oh, goodness. They go here. Yes. They go like that. And I should have more of them. This might be one that I needed to cut more out, but we'll just put it on there like that. And it looks like I probably, oh, maybe not. No, here's the other one. Okay, there we go. Yeah. All right. So then it goes like this. And then like that. There we go. Isn't that cute? Super cute. They look like little iced plain cookies. They do. Little tasty cookie. Jana, you're loving them? They are fun, aren't they? Okay, so this one goes over here. I think the long side goes on the one facing you, and then the other one you wouldn't see as much from the directions. So, and I'm getting my glass mat nice and gluey. So Pat's down at the neighbors playing pool, so they're practicing. Having a good old time. There we go. Super cute. Okay, now we got to come up with a plan because this is a card that I didn't put a plan together for. So let's go ahead and get our sentiment laid down on here. And then we're going to get moving on the train. We are doing good. I was telling Jana that I probably was overdoing it. I think that's for the live that I had a lot planned for it. And I wasn't sure if it was gonna. And she said, "Oh, it'll be fine." So there's the happy holidays. Late supper ready. You'll catch the replay. Okay, Jenny, thanks for popping in, and I hope you have a wonderful supper and have a good evening. Jackie. All the hearts. Oh, cute. Yeah, super, super cute. All right, so we just need to come up with something to do with this. Do we have a card base somewhere? I have one here. And we know we have some clouds for this. So we could kind of put, I wonder, we haven't used like the lighter purple. That might look pretty if we go with a lighter purple, and then it'll still show up and everything. So maybe we should do that and have some clouds. Let's use, I haven't done this. I'm going to bring this embossing folder in with the train, but let's go ahead and use it. It's called Linen, and it is another newly released 3D embossing folder from Spellbinders, Linen. So let's go ahead and lay this in here. I'll try to get it lined up on a line because this is got a pretty good pattern to it. And I'm just going to hop over here real quick with my, I'm not going to bring it in camera. I'll just use my Spellbinders and emboss this real quick. And then I won't shake my desk, but let's go ahead and use it. I think the lighter purple will be pretty. Look at that. Oh my goodness, look at that texture. Isn't that gorgeous? Love it. Yeah, you could emboss it. Oh, Jay, great minds think alike. We're in the same headspace right now, aren't we? Anyway, so we'll get this one laid down, and then I think the clouds will look pretty on it, and we can move along. Now I had some, do I have it? I did have a white piece, I thought. There's like a little white piece that you pull your banner with, and I thought I die cut that out, so we may have to do that because I thought I had it, but I'm not seeing it now. I did the ones for the parachute, but I thought I did this one the same time, so, but I don't see it laying here, so we'll figure it out. So this is kind of like when you're at the beach and they have those planes that are flying over the, you know, the water that have the signs. It's kind of what this is here with this. I'm not sure what these other strange pieces are. Oh, I think I mistakenly thought these were clouds, and it's actually the pieces that go on the wings, so we don't need those. Yeah, that's what that is. And then we have these clouds. I think they're super cute. We have a couple of planes, and we'd have to put one probably higher and one lower. And we would have our, we may have to turn this and make this a landscape card instead of a portrait. And that way we can get, I use the top folding card for that. Well, that's not going to work. Let's do it like this, maybe. We'll figure it out. We can do it. And then we could fly it off of that, maybe. But I feel like I need that white piece. So let me get the die from that. Yeah, I'm talking about this little tiny thing right here. And I'm also going to grab, since we're doing it, I'm going to grab the smaller cloud because I think I'd like to have another cloud on there. So we'll get that. Let's get some white. Make sure we don't have everything falling over onto the floor here. I've just got this scrap here, and we'll just lay these down on here, and we'll get them die cut out. Yeah. We'll just go ahead and use the Empress. I think it'll be quicker. We'll have a little noise from it, but it won't be bad. I love the Empress. So is Jim here tonight? I haven't seen Jim yet. Jim, hey, Daria, you're still awake. Just popping in to say hello and good night. Well, good night. You get your sleep because you're going to need to get up early in the morning and get ready for our live, especially if you haven't prepared anything yet. I haven't prepared anything yet either. I thought maybe I wouldn't get through all this stuff tonight and that we would just continue working with it, but I think I'm going to get through it. We'll see. So there's that. Can't get that cloud to release. Come on. There we go. All right, we'll get these dies put back up so we don't lose them. All right. So yeah, just having some fun with this stuff. I just got to figure out how to position all of it. Maybe like this. We'll get our clouds. So this piece, we're going to attach our sentiment to. And we will do that just like this. There we go. Like that. And then we need to attach it to our plane. And I've got to figure out how to make everything fit. He's going to, it looks like we could go up. That way it doesn't look like we're crashing. That might be a better option. I don't want my plane nose diving. So I'm going to get the dogs again tomorrow. I think I told you guys I had the dogs last weekend, and they just went home for 3 days, and now they're back because of work schedules. So we're going to have the dogs again, but I won't have the kids and the dogs. That was quite an adventure, having both the kids and the dogs, because the kids, when they'd want to go outside the front, they would leave the door open, and then I'd have the kids out and the dogs out in the street, and I'd be chasing kids and dogs. It was a bit chaotic. My dad, who, he's 86, he was out there running around trying to help me get these kids and dogs out of the street and everything. Oh my goodness. It happened twice. I told Pat, I said, when you leave, you put that garage door down. So if they leave that door into the garage open, the dogs and everybody does not escape. So I was about to lose my mind trying to get them all corralled in. Anyway, so, but they'll be back. I don't really know what I'm doing here. Like I said, I hadn't really prepped for this, but I thought it'd be cute to have a couple of planes on there. With the embossing folder, I'm kind of having trouble getting it to stick, so I just need to press it for a little bit. So, only if you're landed. Yes, I only want my plane to be down when I'm landed. You love what I made. Oh, well, have a good night, Daria. Catch some sleep, and I'll talk to you in the morning. And we'll be good to go. Yeah, let's do it like that. That'll be fun. So we'll get our clouds laid down, and then we're going to move on to that train. Oh my gosh. Now this train is huge. It's got the regular train, and then it's got like cars that would go behind it. And I did not die cut out the cars because I just simply ran out of time. And I did set a 5x7 card out, thinking if I had time or if I was able to do that, we could do it on a 5x7 card, because I think it would take a bigger card to have all the cars, the train cars on it. And so you probably need a 5x7, or you could do a slim line and get them on there. If it's a little bit longer and more narrow, you could certainly do it. But anyway, this is so cute. Isn't that cute? And the texture and everything. Okay, what is this? This is the piece that I want. All right, we've still got a gift package and 2 candy canes that we could use. Now this one's going to be a little bit different. I've taken a panel that I found that I had already ink blended and sprayed. Hang on, I've got problems going here. My mouse almost clicked to end my live. Oh, you sing that one a lot? Ann Wilson. Oh, yeah. Cool. That's fun. I need to look up the chat more often. Sorry about that. Yeah, slimline would be great for that. But anyway, I had this panel, and so I did go ahead and use that same linen embossing folder and emboss it. And look how pretty it is. I thought it kind of looked like, you know, blue background sky or whatever. And then I've got this. We're going to just work on the train first. Evidently I had 2 card bases, probably the one for that card that I couldn't find. But here is just the, like the first part of the train. Now let me get the die set. So you have the train and then the, you know, the bottom of the train. And then you have this piece here does your cars that would hang on to the back of it. So you can see that you could add a couple of cars on the back of it. And there's lots of like, this is like a cake, like a double layer, and it does have the gumdrops on it that Jay was talking about. And you've got some other little, I don't know, elements or whatever, but just super, super cute. No, this isn't gold. This is actually just some craft cardstock. I don't think it's fawn. I think this was in the Merry Moments kit and I just pulled it out. So it's probably, I don't know, maybe Spellbinders old collar or something else. But anyway, so that's what that is. Okay. So I'm going to need a little room here. So we're going to move our other little cards out of the way, which I think they are just adorable. And I'm going to bring in, I think I have a little cheat sheet. So here's the little cheat sheet. And you guys can see, what did I say? There are 30 dies, 30 cutting dies in this set. And so there's just lots of pieces, parts. And I don't have all of them die cut out, but I've got enough that I think I can assemble the train. You know, I have an unreasonable amount of craft cardstock. Oh, you do? Yeah. So anyway, all right, we're going to go ahead and start getting this assembled. So I'm going to lay the, I guess, the lower part of the train down on the base of the train. And this has stitch detail, so you know you're going to glue it on top, not on bottom. And then you'll just get it lined up on here. And I assume that you'll have that hanging off the back there, like that. Let's see what that looks like. Where's my pictures? Yeah, it is. It's going to hang off the back. And then your other little cars would kind of go behind it. This is where I did a little bit of the work when I had time. Like I've got 3 of these. 2 have the purple circle on it, and then 1 just goes behind the dots. And so when I had a multiple of assembly of something, I tried to assemble it so that it would save time. But I ran out of time before I had to be at the church. So I'm just going to get this laid down on here. And so one of these, you actually cut 3 of these squares out. They have the deboss detail for the circle, but we don't need it on this one because this one is just going to go behind here and cover up so that we can have those pink circles showing out behind there instead of just, you know, plain, because those do die cut out. And then this one here is going to lay on here, and it's just going to add some fun detail to our train. So cute. Okay, there we go. So we've got that on there. And now we've got another one. And we have a little circle piece that we cut out, and we'll just get it laid down on there. And I am doing so much talking, I'm getting thirsty. I need to drink my water. Okay. And then we'll get it laid down on there. So Friday night, I said, I was talking about Friday night. My mom had, she's been getting some dental work done, and she had gotten an infection and was given some antibiotic, and she had a severe reaction to it and had to go to the ER. Oh my gosh, I went up there with them. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, it hit her hard. She had like she was like convulsing, and it was scary. But they gave her, quickly gave her like an epi, and that took care of it. And she had to have a whole bunch of other stuff. They gave her prescription strength Benadryl and epi and a whole bunch of stuff. But anyway, so she's allergic to this amoxicillin, and so she had to stay up there for quite a while. I guess when they give you an epi shot, you have to stay up there for 2 hours following that. They have to observe you for 2 hours after you've had an epi. I didn't know that. I've had no experience with that at all. But and then they had to keep her a little bit longer because when she came in, her heart readings were so bad because she was having this allergic reaction. So they wound up keeping her 3 hours. So she had to do that. But she's doing great now. So anyway, what are we talking about? Craft. Michael's has a 120-pound craft. I really need to get some good craft. I think I'm about out. That's why I pulled it out of that kit, because I didn't have any in my Spellbinders crafts staff. What are those stacks? Those stacks boxes that I keep them in. I never remember what those things are called. Stash stacks or something. I don't know. So these are like, I don't know. They're like decorative, I don't know, smokestacks, or I'm not sure what they are. Yeah, it was a little bit scary. I guess she turned beet red, and she got really hot, and then her arms started to go numb. So she was, thinking maybe she was having a heart issue or whatever, but thankfully it wasn't that. And but I went in by the time I got there, because she texted, and I hadn't seen my phone, and I looked down and I was like, oh my gosh. And she said, your dad's taking me. And I was like, oh. So I ran out. Pat was mowing, and I said, Dad had to take Lisa to the ER. I said, I'm headed that way. Now, I feel like there might be another piece that would be a decorative piece on this, because there's some more debossed detail. So let me look at our die here and see. Yeah, I think I can add an extra color to that. So let's just do that. If I can find a piece. I'm looking at my scrap trying to find if there is a piece large enough, or because I have all of these die cut pieces out of here. Look at this. And I'll keep these because you can fit little bits and pieces in there, and I'm not going to waste it. That's for sure. So anyway, by the time I got out there to the ER, I mean, she had, when they left, she was just feeling hot and really, really red. And by the time they got there, she had started like, almost like, almost like convulsing or whatever, just her, just skin was just jumping, and her legs and arms and everything were jumping, and it was quite an ordeal. So anyway, they told her that the doctor said, when you leave here, you're going to have EpiPens from now on because you are severely allergic. So they sent her with that, and then they gave her a different kind of antibiotic for her tooth that she wouldn't hopefully be allergic to, and she has since taken it and is doing fine. So anyway, it's probably more information than you wanted to know, but that was kind of how my Friday night went. Now the wheels on this are super fun, and I'll show you those. So I think this piece could go down on here like that, and then we could put that on there, and then we'll have like layers of color. I use the lighter color just to bring in another one of those colors that we're using. I probably could have done it under that, and that would have been cute too. We'd have the purple. So yeah, 1 month to the beach. Yes, 1 month to the beach. Fun, fun, fun. Hopefully. We'll get there soon. All right, so I'm going to get this laid down, and then we'll layer this up. And then this has deboss detail for some more pieces. Oh, Denise, yeah, I knew you were a nurse. That's right. So you've seen it many times. I said when I got in there and I saw her and we got talking, of course, she was fine. She was just kind of really just freaked out and she felt like everything in her body was just, it was out of control. She couldn't control anything. Everything was jumping. And I told her, I said, it scared me. It looked like sometimes when you see like, on TV, like people that have overdosed and stuff like that, where they're just, I was like, oh, it's just frightening. But she, quickly, once they got that medicine in her and stuff, when we got there, the nurse said, you're in good hands. She's like, I'm giving you Benadryl. You're going to get an epi. It's going to be, this is going to be fine. Once they knew what was going on and everything. But anyway, it took a minute. They said the epi gives you all this adrenaline too. So then, after you've had this, then you've got all this adrenaline going and just makes you feel, I don't know, weird, I guess. Anyway, so here's the wheels, and you die cut it out of this piece here, and I had trouble with it. This is the one that I had to run through multiple passes, and I thought it would be fun, and I didn't do it, to just cut this little piece out and lay it down because I think it looks super cute. But I decided to just go the easy route and take that piece and lay it down and just be easier. But I think it would be more dainty if you took that thinner piece, but it's going to be messier because you've got to manage that glue on a really tiny piece. So for this purpose tonight, I'm just going to use the bigger piece and get it laid down on there. We will still have that, that cute little pattern. It just won't be as dainty as if I had used the inside piece of it. And I think you could use either one. It would just be whatever your preference is. So, all right, I'm going to get this laid down on here. Hopefully I'm heading in the right direction with this. Yeah, hopefully no tropical storms. No way. Yeah, don't need any of those. Yeah. Did I get that on there lined up? Oh, pretty good. Okay. So this is where I went ahead and glued those up before I went to practice so that we wouldn't have to glue all those on there. And you've got 5 little wheels, so. And then if you bring in the carts, you're going to have to die cut out some more wheels for them. There's also some trim for the front of the, I guess I'd call that the bumper or whatever. How are we doing? It's about 5 after. Not too bad. Is everybody still hanging with me? Looks like we've got a good crowd tonight. Yes, that Denise, they did give Benadryl and they did give steroids. You're exactly right. And they also gave her Pepsid. So it was Benadryl and then the epi and then the steroids, and they gave her Pepsid too for whatever reason. So that was interesting. Anyway, so it sounds like it's right up your alley. You know exactly what we're talking about here. Okay. So we've got this piece here that has all these little tiny bits in here that I need to pop out, I think. Yeah. Maybe? Yes. I need to get my poke tool and just use that. And then this piece is going to go, well, if I can get these pieces popped out of here, it's going to go on the back of this. Doesn't want to come out. Come out wherever you are. All right, we'll get it laid down on there. I think it'll be okay. And it goes right here. Isn't that cute? And then you kind of have a little topper. I feel like, was there some icing on there or something? I thought, I was looking at this picture here. I think you can put some icing on the top of that. Let's look at the picture on Oh yeah, it's showing that you could put some icing on top of that instead. So let's just take a peek and see what that would look like. Do you do it like that or like that? All right, let's put that topper on there and then see if we want it on there or not. We shall see. Cute. And then put a little icing dripping on there. That's kind of cute. Let's go ahead and add that. So we have got the orchid and the purple, what was that purple color? Violet. We got the orchid and the violet going tonight. All the colors. Okay, I'm going to check the comments out again. Let's see. Pepsid also, really? It's an antihistamine as well. Isn't that interesting? Wow. So, very, very interesting. Okay, we've got another one of these pieces parts. I've also got a little, it's like a dollop of icing or whatever there. I've got a couple of those that I die cut out. And there's a bunch of little decorative pieces here as well that we'll add. If we can figure out where they all go. So I'm going to pop these out. Cute. All right. And I think this one actually goes right here. So we'll get it laid down on there. So if you guys haven't, Jim's not here and he's usually my don't forget to hit the like person. So if you haven't hit the like and you like what you're seeing, I would ask that you might hit the like, just so YouTube knows to keep showing people that this content is somewhat entertaining. I hope. All right, now this is like the grill to the front of the train. That's what I'm calling it. And it goes right here. So we'll get it laid down on there. I can't believe I did not think we would be able to get this much done on this live. I guess I was thinking because there's so many pieces, but having them die cut out in advance certainly did help with that. But isn't that cute? Now I feel like I've got some other pieces that I need to figure out what to do with them. I've got these pieces of icing. Oh, here's the front of the train. I knew I needed a piece for that. Here's for the front of the train. We'll get it laid down on there. Maybe. Cute. And then this piece here, and I'm just, at this point, I'm just grabbing everything out of my little Dollar Tree tray. That one goes on top there. And I saw a little piece, I think that one goes somewhere too. Okay. Yep. We're getting there. Now, one thing that I did that I think might have been better is if I would have die cut out these icing pieces out of a different color, because they're actually going to lay up next to that color. But since we did this, we'll go ahead and use them and get them laid down. Just and we'll just have tone on tone is what we're going to have. And it'll be all right. So there we go. I think I've just about got all of the pieces that I've die cut laid down here. So, and we can begin making a card for this. And my throat is getting dry. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's coming together. Isn't that cute? Just think of the different colors. I really think that, thanks, Shanna. I think that red and green would be cute. I think black and silver would be super fun. Gold, I think, would be really pretty with it. And Jay had said something about gold. I think gold would have been really super with it. But if you just think about all the different colors, and um, it wouldn't necessarily have to be Christmas. You could use it for anything, you know. You could make it for a little boy's birthday card or something. Kind of leave off some of the extra frou-frou if you want. Blue and silver, yeah, that would be really, really pretty. Excuse me. And then I've got, oh yeah, I have this scoop of stuff that I'm going to lay down here as well. We can get that laid down on there. That looks cute. And then I wonder, since I die cut these out, I wonder what those would look like on there. No, I don't think I like that on there. That could be cute there. Maybe right there. We'll put that on there. I think that could be cute. Squeak, squeak. And then that's pretty much it. I've got some circles. What are those for? Looking to see. These are for, they've got like on the back cars where you have like a cake. Those are like sprinkles or whatever. They must have been with a die that I used. And then the you also have the whipped cream that you could put on there and all that. But isn't that cute? So if you added the extra cars, you know, you'd want to have a bigger card. Let me just show you in comparison to this. Yeah, so we would definitely need, and I thought I set a 5x7 out. Did I? Because I was thinking of doing a 5x7. I don't know where it is. But if you did the 5x7, you could definitely have, you know, the other cars on there. I think you could do that, and I think it would be all right. So I think this will be pretty. Let's go ahead and just get it laid down. We'll get our card going in the right direction. And I'm just going to take this one. I think I do not like to lay a whole piece of Spellbinders cardstock down on a panel. So I think I'm going to gut it and just do this. I'm just going to gut it, and that way I'll have some for later. I can't waste that cardstock. And so I'm going to gut it real quick, and we'll use it for our background panel. And then we'll have a piece that we could use for something else later. And I'm afraid if I don't, actually, I'll just use my anagriff with my magnet, and I won't use tape because I don't want it to tear the paper either. Because that center piece I could use, you know, as a focal point, to put my focal point on, so I really don't want it torn. So let's just gut this. And this one looks a little different. This would be fun if we had, and I do have a die, but if we had like a little, like some snow or something, that could be kind of cute like that. So, all right. So now I've got this panel here that I can save and make another card with and not waste. And we can still have that background panel there. So I'm happy about that. Get this stuff off my desk. All right, sit back down. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get this laid down, and we'll just put this card together, and we will have done 4 cards with 4 different die sets. And oh gosh, I guess we're about an hour and a half, because I think I started about 15 minutes early, so we're about an hour and a half. So that's not too bad. Let's see. You kind of love it. It's very Candyland-esque. It is, and that's isn't that what the collection's called? Candy something or other. What's it called? Candy Christmas. That's what it's called. So, yeah, like we're going to north to visit Mrs. Claus and Mary Gary. Yeah, that's from Craft Roulette that he's talking about. So I've got a little room there. I'm going to just bring this panel down just a little bit. So I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer, which is piled in my chair with a bunch of other things. And I'm just going to bring it down just a little bit. What have I got? I've got 5 1/4. Do I want to go down less than that? 5 by 3 and I think we can do 5 by 3 3/4. I think it'll be all right. Yeah. Just trim that down. Move stuff around so I have a collision here. There, and we've got a nice pretty edge on that. Let's go ahead and pop this up. If we can find what I did with my foam tape. I do not know. I had some. There it is. Okay. You wind up covering everything up. Yes, Dawn, the train with the cars would look very nice on Slimline. And I contemplated doing that. I've got some Slimline dies from Spellbinders, so I could easily layer up and everything. And I did contemplate doing that. And I thought, oh, I'll just grab a 5 by 7. And then when I realized I was running out of time to get all the pieces die cut out, I thought, we'll just do the basic train and we will do a A2 size card, and then I can save the cars, add the cars onto a train later on a different card, whether it be Slimline or 5 by 7. The Slimline, I haven't done in a while, so I kind of think that would be fun to do. I've been doing some 5 by 7s lately because of the 5 by 7s that came in the Merry Moments kit. So I've been doing, and last time Daria and I went live, we did 5 by 7s on our live, and that was fun. You know, you've got a lot more landscape to work with on your 5 by 7 card, so that does make it pretty fun because you can bring in more elements. So this is cute. I feel like I need something. I feel like I need some of those clouds or something. So just give me a minute here. We could just take, I got a piece of white that was on the floor. I just found my Slimline dies. These need a new packaging, but this is Spellbinders Mini Slimline. So that's a mini. You could get one car on there. If you did a full Slimline, you could get more. This is what I'm looking for. I want this landscape edges, and I'm just going to take and lay it down on there, and I'm going to create, I think, I'll create a little snow scene for it, and just kind of make that a little bit more interesting. Where are my plates? Okay, here they are. I'll get these laid down on there. Let's see what this looks like. We'll just give it a shot. I just use all of my scraps. I mean, if I can save some scraps or use some scraps or whatever, I'm going to do it. I don't know. How does that look behind there? Kind of gives it more of like a place to land, or should I put, I don't want to cover up my wheels. So I think I'd rather have the train on top of that. What do you guys think? Do I need that? I think it kind of grounds it. Let's see. I am loving my Empress. I did not think I needed it. I thought, oh, you're just, it's just another expense, because crafting is so expensive. And I was like, you really don't need it. It's just another expense. But I'm telling you what, it is a game changer. So this was 3 3/4 by 5. So I need to bring this down to 5. It is a game changer. I mean, for, the all the cranking that you do, and especially if you can imagine this, all of this, the die cutting that it would take for this, it is just a game changer. I didn't think I needed it. I thought I was fine with it. But quite honestly, you guys know how much content I put out, how many cards I make stuff. It's a lot. And so it does make it a lot nicer for me. And I'm really, really thankful for it. I'm thankful. Because it's, you know, it is an expense. It's a luxury. And I really do appreciate it. And I'm happy that I have it now. Because, you know, all that cranking. Yes, you agree. You love yours too. Yep. So yeah, I was looking at the plates because Jana, she said, "Girl, you rough them plates up," because I've used it a lot. And I was looking at the plates to replace them are quite expensive, but I mean they're not bowing or anything. The Jana was referring to the magnetic mat. It's got, you know, quite a bit of, you know, lines in it and stuff. Because quite honestly, I do a lot of die cutting, a lot. And so, but the plates are kind of expensive to replace as well. But as I understand, and Dawn, you could tell me, I don't think you have to replace them very much. I don't think they warp like the other ones do. And I think they just generally will last you a little bit longer. So anyway, I'm loving it. So I have these candy canes. Don't know if we could put a candy cane on the back or something like that. We also have a package that we can put on the back, but I don't think we need it. Put a candy cane on the front. Anyway, I'm just messing around at this point, but anyway, no, I love it. It's been really nice. So I'm going to leave that off, and then I'm going to bring in a sentiment. I do have this perfect grandson card. Yes, they would love them. My grandsons love anything motorized. We go around town and look at everything that's going on in the community. If they're digging a hole with a bulldozer, we're there watching it. Any little dump truck or, you know, anything, they want to go look at it. So I have brought, I did these Christmas ones. I know I have some pieces that go with it. I just need to find it. Okay, we could have a joyful Christmas on there. Got these. Stay snugly. This is all my peace to you this holiday season. There's another Christmas. We've got rocking around the Christmas tree. Shine bright this Christmas. Just lots and lots of. We've got warm winter wishes. I really need a white one. Wishing you winter. Okay. I will find what I need, I think. I don't want black either. Goodness, I thought for sure I did use several of them. We could do Holly Jolly Christmas. That could be fun. Have a Holly Jolly Christmas. And that could work. So I don't know about you guys, but do you guys have just tons of, we could do Christmas is coming. Ooh, that sounds good because we've got the train. Christmas is coming. I think that's more fun. Let's go with that. All right. Do you guys have like stacks of sentiments? You know, you have those ones that create a whole bunch. And so I just put all my Christmas ones in here, and you can see I've got a Christmas tree in here, and I've got a bow, and just all kinds of Christmas stuff ready to go. And probably put a package and a couple of candy canes in there for later. So let's get this laid down on here, and we will call this one finished as well. And then I may put some embellishments on the cards for the pictures, since I can't lay my hand on them at the moment. And then certainly need to finish the inside as well as get my little stamp on the back of it, so that I won't be at the 11th hour trying to put sentiments on the inside of all my Christmas cards like I did last year. Okay. I think that's cute, you know, because the train's coming down the track, and we got Christmas is coming. Oh, I lost my screen. There we go. So we have Christmas is coming. So cute. You need to just set and do a ton of sentiments. Yes. Janice says she has a tray of sentiments. All right, so let's look at the 4 cards. I think they turned out great. So we've got this sweet Christmas gingerbread house card. It's darling. We've got this gingerbread man that is parachuting down, sending some love. Super cute. And then we've got our happy holidays. We're just flying through the sky, wishing everyone happy holidays. And then we've got our Christmas is coming. So I can't believe I was able to get through all of these tonight. I guess we've been on probably an hour and 45 minutes. Is that right? Quarter to, yeah, I think so. But we've got 4 great cards and I wanted you guys to see it. So if you liked what you saw, be sure and hit the like on the way out. And if you're interested in the products, everything is linked in the description box below. And as you know, it helps my channel and it helps me to continue getting stuff from Spellbinders because they know that I'm promoting it and having a lot of fun with it. So I appreciate everybody watching. I hope you have a great week ahead. Tomorrow morning, Daria and I will be working with something Spellbinders. It'll be a surprise to us as much as it is you. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great week ahead, and take care. Bye-bye now.